Hello everyone, we will announce the world's one and only real-time chart, HANTEO Chart's weekly physical album chart starting now. This is your host, Joe, and if you're curious about hip-hop album sales, please subscribe to this channel and like this video. Let's take a look at the weekly physical album chart rankings of the second week of August. Starting with the 10th place of HANTEO Chart's weekly physical album chart of second week of August, the 10th place was taken by Park Bo-gum. His album All My Love was sold 3,365 copies the last week. So this is actually his album that contains a fan song of his, and a famous singer-songwriter called Sam Kim wrote and produced this album. So go if you're a fan, definitely check it out. And that was in the 10th place of HANTEO Chart's weekly physical album chart of second week of August. Park Bo-gum's album All My Love was sold 3,365 copies in the last week. Moving on to the 9th place of HANTEO Chart's weekly physical album chart of second week of August, the 9th place was taken by Blackpink. Their album How You Like That was sold 3,851 copies in the last week. They have recently released the second teaser poster of the upcoming song, and this hinted at the collaboration with Selena Gomez. So very exciting to know that obviously the girl group, one of the girl groups that represent Korea, and the female artists who also represent sort of the American pop song scene are meeting and collaborating. It's very exciting news. And also there's a news of Jisoo appearing on a new TV drama from JTBC called Snowdrop. And this particular show is of a lot of interest of a lot of K-drama fans, because the producers and the writers who created Sky Castle, one of the very famous K-drama, is creating this new show. So a lot of the fans are looking forward to the show itself, and also Jisoo's role in this new show as well. And that was in the 9th place of HANTEO Chart's weekly physical album chart of second week of August. Blackpink's How You Like That was sold 3,851 copies in the last week. Next up is the 8th place of the second week of August. The 8th place was taken by Woods. His album Equal was sold 4,670 copies in the last week. And on his official Twitter account on the August 10th, that day was actually the 100th day since his fan club Moods was created. So he posted a little tweet about how it's the 100th day. That was very cute, and congratulations for, obviously it's not been that long that he promoted as a solo artist, and also the fan club has been created. So please send him a lot of love. And that was in the 8th place of HANTEO Chart's weekly physical album chart of second week of August. Was Equal was sold 4,670 copies in the last week. This weekly physical album chart result is presented by HANTEO Chart, the world's one and only real-time music chart. And if you're interested in K-pop album sales or enjoying this broadcast, please subscribe to this channel and also like this video. Moving on to the 7th place of HANTEO Chart's weekly physical album chart of second week of August. The 7th place was taken by Red Velvet's Irene and Sugi. Their album Monster was sold 7,073 copies in the last week. Their recent news is that there was an official event from Times called Time 100 Talks, and Red Velvet's Irene and Sugi were the only performers in that event and performed a Monster in that event. So probably a lot of the famous and very influential people were watching this particular talks, and they probably seen their performance as well. And that was in the 7th place of HANTEO Chart's weekly physical album chart of second week of August. Red Velvet, Irene and Sugi's Monster sold 7,073 copies in the last week. Next up is 6th place in HANTEO Chart's weekly physical album chart of second week of August. In 6th place is G-idle. Their album Damdi Damdi was sold 11,216 copies in the last week. And this particular summer song that did very well in the music shows as well, not only in the physical album sales, and won 3 music shows so far, from Show Champion, M Countdown, and Inkigayo as the last one. So congratulations. Hopefully we can listen to this song for the rest of the summer. And that was in the 6th place in HANTEO Chart's weekly physical album chart of 2nd week of August. G-Idol's Dundee Dundee that was sold 11,216 copies in the last week. This weekly physical album chart result is brought to you by HANTEO Chart, the world's one and only real-time music chart. And if you have purchased an album, K-pop album in particular, in order to support your artists in the last week, that purchase has counted towards this week's weekly chart announcement. So moving on to the 5th place of the 2nd week of August chart. The 5th place was taken by Asakii. Their album Beach Again was sold 21,706 copies in the last week. If you're not aware of this unit, I suppose, it's consisted of Yoo Jae-suk, Lee Hyori, and Rain, and they came together to create, bring back the olden good memories back in the day. So this particular album is full of songs that are really I guess if you were born in 80s or 90s, you have probably listened to this kind of song. It's very retro in that aspect, and the album was released in August 14th, so it's been only, I suppose, 3 to 4 days since its release, and did very well in terms of album sales. And the members of this unit also unboxed the album and showed off their results, and apparently all the sales of this album will be donated for a good cause. So if you are into making difference in the world, definitely check the album out. And that was in the 5th place of HANTEO Chart's weekly physical album chart of 2nd week of August. Saki's album Beach Again was sold 21,706 copies in the last week. Moving on to the 4th place of HANTEO Chart's weekly physical album chart of 2nd week of August. The 4th place was taken by OnOff. Their album Spin-Off was sold 27,680 copies in the last week. And the title track of this new album is called Scumbit Swimming, and the Scumbit part is a name of the street apparently in Bangkok, according to Hyojin, one of the members. And like Hyojin said, this song has a very, I guess, ubiquitous feeling. It doesn't really belong to one era or one place, but it really goes well with any kind of a mood, and also very dreamy. And I guess not, when you say dreamy in K-pop, I think it usually means fairy tale but it's not that to be exact. It's this sort of a mysterious feeling is something that you can only check out if you actually listen to the song or watch the music video in particular. So very cool song and album, and fitting that sort of a new, I guess, trial of OnOff. This particular album was sold, that sales has surpassed the previous album's weekly sales on the very first day. So continuously selling very well, this album, and placed 4th in HANTEO Chart's weekly physical album chart of 2nd week of August. OnOff's Spin-Off was sold 27,680 copies in the last week. Moving on to the 3rd place of HANTEO Chart's weekly physical album chart of 2nd week of August. The 3rd place was taken by ATEEZ. Their album Zero Fever Part 1 was sold 39,776 copies in the last week. Continuing from the 1st week of August, in the 2nd week of August, they have also placed again the 1st place in HANTEO Chart's weekly global authentication charts, meaning a lot of the fans all over the world have purchased their album and authenticated their album on the Whosfan app. So you can sort of see how popular ATEEZ is all across the world. And they have recently, I guess just yesterday, have announced on their social media account that they will be also promoting with the double title track Thanks. So a lot of fans are excited for that as well. Looking forward to they're doing well on the physical album chart, as well as in different charts as well. And that was in the third place of HANTEO Chart's weekly physical album chart of the second week of August. ATEEZ Zero Fever Part 1 was sold 39,776 copies in the last week. We're only left with top two albums of this week. And as you know, this weekly physical album chart results is brought to you by HANTEO Chart, the world's one and only real-time music chart. And if you're enjoying this broadcast or generally interested in K-pop album sales, please subscribe to this channel and also like this video. So, the second place of HANTEO Chart's weekly physical album chart of second week of August was taken by Han Seung-woo. His album Fame was sold 63,175 copies in the last week. And he obviously is promoting as Victon, but this is his first solo album, also for the first member to release a solo album as well. And the title track of this album is called Sacrifice, and the music video and the song itself too is very artistic, and but the song itself has very sad yet touching like melody and lyrics too. So definitely check it out. And that was in the second place of HANTEO Chart's weekly physical album chart of second week of August. Han Seung-woo's Fame was sold 63,175 copies in the last week. And the first place, the very top of the HANTEO Chart's weekly physical album chart of second week of August, the first place was taken by Treasure. Their album, The First Step Chapter 1, was sold 128,767 copies in the last week. I'm sure if you're a K-pop fan, you've already heard this name over and over again for the past few months, if not years. And this is their debut album, and as soon as the album was released, they have set a new initial chart record, which is the first week sales record among the rookies who debuted in 2020. So if you want to apply the term Monster Rookie, here you go. And the title track of this album is called Boy, and if you have listened to the song, it has a very catchy line that goes like, I wanna be your boy. So I think it's very fitting as a debut title track as well. And it's a very strong beats and, you know, the synchronized choreography that's very enjoyable to watch. So to check out the music video or the stage. And that was in the first place of HANTEO Chart's weekly physical album chart of second week of August. Treasures, The First Step, Chapter 1 was sold 128,767 copies in the last week. That was all the 10 artists and albums on this weekly physical album chart of top 10. Congratulations to all the artists and the fans. And if you're curious about how many new albums will be released in the next week and also rank high up in the charts, check out our app Whosfan. As soon as you log in, you'll see the charts that are real-time, daily, weekly, monthly, yearly. And that also applies the same with the global authentication chart we mentioned briefly, as well as the star chart, which you can participate in various fan activities on the app and rank up your artists. And yes, and also please subscribe to the WhosfanTV channel, this particular channel, and also like this video, and we'll continue to report on the weekly charts like this and other ongoings in the K-pop world. And that was everything that we have for this week. Thank you for watching, and this was your host, Jo. See you again next week, everyone. Bye.